Get ready for a wild ride through the latest headlines hitting the NFL gridiron today. We start with an absolute blast from the past involving Andy Reid and the legendary Troy Aikman that you have to hear to believe. Imagine it is 2002, the Eagles are in a massive quarterback crisis, and none other than the legendary Philadelphia coach is on the phone trying to convince the retired Cowboys icon to suit up for his arch rivals. It is a story of rivalry, desperation, and a what-if scenario that would have completely changed the history of the league.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we are diving straight into the heated debate surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs and their strategy for the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft. ESPN analyst Matt Miller is calling out Mel Kiper Jr. for mocking Jordyn Tyson to the Chiefs at pick number 9, and he is not pulling any punches. Miller argues that Tyson is far too injury-prone to warrant such a high investment and is urging the organization to pivot to more reliable talent instead. Is this the right call for a roster that needs immediate impact players, or is Miller missing the bigger picture? Then we have to talk about the mock draft that has the entire Chiefs kingdom absolutely spiraling. We are looking at a realistic, yet gut-wrenching projection that suggests general manager Brett Veach might bypass all the flashy positions you want to draft an offensive tackle early and wait until the 5th round for a receiver. This isn't just rage bait. It is a calculated look at why the team's internal personnel decisions might force them to make the unpopular choices. From targeting Spencer Fano to grabbing developmental defensive prospects, get ready to be challenged on what you think you know about this front office. Finally, we are breaking down the mystery surrounding the Chiefs and their aggressive pursuit of offensive tackles right before the draft. With visits from top prospects like Monroe Freeling and Caden Proctor, everyone is asking the same question. Is Brett Veach actually going to burn a premium pick on the line again, or is this just a masterclass in deception? It is a massive looming question that could signal big changes for the future of the offense. Make sure you are in the loop on all these stories by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell so you never miss an update. Imagine this. It's 2002, the heated rivalry between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles is at its absolute peak. And out of the blue, the Eagles head coach makes a phone call that would have been the ultimate betrayal in the eyes of every Cowboys fan. That coach was none other than Andy Reid and the man he was trying to poach, Dallas legend Troy Aikman. It sounds like a fever dream, right? But this actually happened. The Eagles were in a state of emergency after losing their starter, Donovan McNabb, to injury. With the season hanging in the balance, Reid wasn't interested in safe, backup options. He went straight for the Hall of Famer who had just hung up his cleats to start a broadcasting career. Think about the audacity of that move. Calling the face of your bitterest rival and asking him to strap on the midnight green. It really shows you that in the NFL, when your back is against the wall, loyalty and tradition go right out the window in the search for a win. Aikman, for his part, kept his cool and turned down the offer, choosing to leave his legacy in Dallas untouched. It's a fascinating what-if moment that reminds us how thin the line is between pure sports hatred and pure professional desperation. If this video made you question everything you thought you knew about NFL rivalries, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into football history. Would you have respected the move if Aikman had actually suited up for Philly, or would it have been the ultimate stain on his career? Let me know in the comments below, because at the end of the day, the league is just as much about the stories we don't see as the ones on the field. Could the Kansas City Chiefs be walking into a massive draft day trap? We all know the Chiefs love to make a splash, especially with their eyes on that next big offensive weapon. But when ESPN draft guru Mel Kiper Jr. projected Jordyn Tyson to Kansas City at number 9 overall, the internet didn't just blink, it hit the brakes. Matt Miller, for one, thinks that pick is nothing short of a disaster waiting to happen. The core issue here. It all comes down to the brutal reality of durability. Miller didn't hold back, calling the 9th pick way too rich for a player who has missed a staggering 34% of his games over the last 3 seasons. We are talking about a laundry list of injuries, including a catastrophic knee blowout in 2022 and recent battles with a collarbone and a hamstring. As the saying goes, the best ability is availability, and Tyson has simply struggled to stay on the field. Even when he is healthy, those 8 drops back in 2024 serve as a glaring red flag that should give any front office pause. Instead of gambling on a high-risk talent like Tyson, Miller is pushing for the Chiefs to pivot toward someone like Mackay Lemon. But it goes beyond just one player. Miller points to a much deeper systemic problem. The Chiefs have an aging roster riddled with talent gaps. Spending a premium top 10 pick on a guy who might realistically be a WR3 even at full health, that is a luxury Kansas City simply cannot afford right now. They need foundational starters, not specialized role players. So, I want to hear from you. Should the Chiefs play it safe or keep swinging for the fences? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more draft breakdowns. At the end of the day, a championship window doesn't stay open forever, and who they pick at 9 might just define the next era of Chiefs football. If you're tired of every mock draft promising the Chiefs a shiny new wide receiver or a star-studded edge rusher, you might want to look away. Because today, we are diving into a 2026 mock draft that is guaranteed to ruffle some feathers in Chiefs Kingdom. We aren't here for the comfortable, fan-favorite picks. We are here for the reality check scenarios that Brett Veach might actually pull on draft night. Let's start with the elephant in the room, pick number 9. Everyone wants a playmaker, but what the Chiefs desperately need is a wall to protect Patrick Mahomes. Don't roll your eyes at an offensive tackle here. The reality is, Kansas City's current tackle situation is more fragile than it looks. With injury concerns surrounding their starters and a lack of reliable depth, Spencer Fano is the pick. Yes, some scouts worry about arm length, but his elite lateral quickness is exactly what this scheme needs. Plus, let's be honest, the Chiefs haven't been great at developing raw tackles lately. Drafting an elite, plug-and-play athlete is the smarter way to stop overpaying in free agency. Then comes the pivot that will drive social media crazy, drafting a linebacker in the first round. With Leo Chenal gone and Drew Tranquill aging, the Chiefs are thinner at the second level than most realize. Anthony Hill Jr. isn't just a consolation prize, he's a sideline-to-sideline machine who gives the defense the speed and versatility it has lacked since the Willie Gay era. As for the rest, we're looking at a strategy of future-proofing. We're talking about targeting Travis Kelce's eventual successor in the second, finding a motor-heavy edge rusher like Danny Dennis-Sutton, and waiting until the mid to late rounds to find diamond-in-the-rough corners and deep threat receivers. It's a board that ignores the obvious needs in favor of long-term stability and raw, coachable talent. Is this exactly how the 2026 draft will unfold? Probably not. But does it highlight the cold, hard logic Brett Veach uses to build a dynasty? Absolutely. It's easy to mock the perfect class, but championships are won by filling the gaps nobody else wants to talk about. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Would you trust the process if your team went completely off script like this, or would you be calling for a new front office? Drop a comment below with your take, and make sure you're subscribed for more draft analysis that cuts through the noise. Remember, in the NFL, the picks you hate today are often the ones hoisting the Lombardi Trophy tomorrow. Is the Kansas City Chiefs front office playing 4D chess, or are they genuinely panicking about their offensive line? With the NFL draft just 1 week away, the buzz around Arrowhead has taken a sharp, and frankly, confusing turn. We've gone from assuming the trenches were settled to suddenly watching the Chiefs burn their precious top 30 visits on some of the draft's elite tackle prospects. It begs the question, is this a calculated smokescreen, or a sign that the team's internal confidence in their current bookends is rapidly evaporating? Let's be real for a second. Nobody expected this. Last year, the narrative was that the Chiefs had finally invested enough in the front line to protect Patrick Mahomes for the long haul. But now, names like Monroe Freeling and Cadden Proctor are walking through the doors at the facility, and fans are starting to get antsy. If the team is seriously considering a top 10 pick on another tackle, what does that say about Josh Simmons? Is he not the franchise left tackle we were promised? If there are legitimate injury concerns or development hurdles there, it creates a massive ripple effect that could derail their entire draft strategy. Then there is the right side. Jalen Moore is currently holding down a spot, but the distinction between a reliable starter and a glorified swing tackle is a canyon-sized gap that could haunt this offense. We saw the frustration with Jawaan Taylor's penalty issues, but if the coaching staff thinks the drop-off after him is that steep, we have a major problem. Sure, taking a tackle at pick 29 feels like a bargain, but using the 9th overall selection, that feels like a luxury they simply cannot afford given their desperate need for an elite edge rusher or a true game-changing wide receiver. Is Brett Veach just throwing out noise to confuse the rest of the league, or are they genuinely prepared to pull the trigger on a tackle at 9? It's the ultimate guessing game, and we won't know the truth until the clock starts ticking next week. What do you think? Is this a draft day bluff or a sign of real trouble in paradise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss our live draft reaction. At the end of the day, championships are won in the trenches, but even the best lines can't win games if the roster lacks balance.